tend to think of this in terms of Facebook,
right,
Google,
right,
Yahoo, things like that.
Sure.
But the fact is, financial services companies really, to a large degree, are subject to this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think before we drive into all of the negatives of it, I think we have to step back and look at the aim of GDPR. And the overarching aim of GDPR is to give individuals more rights and controls over their data. So, you know, this is something like the right to be forgotten, the right to be notified if your data's been breached. Which I think is a significant right and something that U.S. citizens might be a little jealous of.
So let's go to exactly your point, because we talked with Tim Armstrong, who's the CEO of Oath, which includes Huffington Post, includes AOL, includes Yahoo, just recently, and he made your point that there may be a real upside to this. And this is what he's doing at Oath.
You're seeing the formation, I think, of the future of the way data is going to get used, and my personal viewpoint and our company's viewpoint on it is that data is going to end up in the hands of the consumer. They're going to manage it so that, for instance, the dashboard we're launching for GDPR this week allows the consumer to essentially have access and control all of their data that we use at Oath for them, and really put the consumer in power. And I think if you go forward 5 years, I think you'll start to see probably a large reversal of what sat on everyone else's servers. The consumers will have much more control.
So Bart, Tim, I think, is making the point you're making, that actually we may be giving consumers more power, and that may give at least some companies advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I think it certainly will. I think this EU regulation, we'll see how it impacts U.S. companies. I think there's two things companies really need to focus on. One is understanding where their data is, something they've struggled, and two, really adding cybersecurity governance over it. The other thing I think is important to note is, you know, a lot of people have sprinted to today as thinking it's a deadline. It's actually the starting point, right? So it goes into effect today. So all the regulation, all the governance, all the oversight goes into effect today.
So can you be fined by not complying?
Yeah, the fines are pretty significant.
From today, though?
For sure, for sure. So, and it's 2 to 4% of global revenue.
Yeah.
So it's pretty significant.
Pretty significant
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.